Hunter has become the hunted. Rivers Assembly fails to resume plenary amid rumors of plot to impeach Speaker Amaewhule. They want to impeach Amaewhule for where be that one. The Rivers State House of Assembly led by Speaker Martin Amaewhule failed to resume plenary on Thursday, exactly 1 week after adjourning his last sitting. The development came amid rumors that some lawmakers were plotting to impeach Amaewhule during the scheduled sitting. At his sitting last Thursday, the Assembly commenced impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odo, over alleged gross misconduct. The House, under Amaewhule's leadership, cited the demolition of the Assembly complex and spending without legislative approval, among other allegations, as grounds for the impeachment move. The clerk of the Assembly was consequently directed to serve an impeachment notice on the governor, giving him 7 days to respond to the allegations. The House thereafter adjourned sitting till Thursday, January 15, 2026. However, amid mounting political pushback, 4 lawmakers between Monday and Wednesday formally withdrew from the impeachment process, calling instead for an amicable resolution of the crisis. On Thursday, when the Assembly was expected to reconvene, there was no indication that plenary would hold. The House, which currently sits at the conference hall of its official legislative quarter along Gaba Road, Port Harcourt, remained inactive with no explanation offered for the failure to sit or information on when lawmakers would reconvene. Efforts to reach the chairman of the House Committee on Information, Petitions and Complaints, Dr. Eneme George, proved unsuccessful, as he neither answered phone calls nor replied to a text message as of the time of filing this report. Meanwhile, a top government official who spoke on condition of anonymity described the lawmakers as characters more suited to the Nollywood industry than politics. He said, the other time they sat and gave the governor 1 week to respond to the allegations against him and all the rest. Now, these people are like Nollywood players. They can act. He added, I don't know what they are doing in politics instead of going into Nollywood so that they can produce good movies. Commenting on the silence of the lawmakers and the rumored impeachment of the Speaker, the official said, what I heard, because I'm not close to any of the Assembly members, was that there was an attempt to impeach the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule, today, but I think he got wind of it and decided not to reconvene the House. Yeah, no be small thing. He further remarked, but you know, an animal that removes itself from a trap set is still in the bush. Let's see how far they can run at the end of the day. If that is true, you see that the hunter has become the hunted. Also speaking on the development, a former federal lawmaker, Chief Ogbonna, recalled the Assembly last sitting before its adjournment to January 15. Nwuke, who represented Eche Omuma constituency in the House of Representatives, said it appeared the larger house was beginning to bend after listening to previous interventions, including those from within its own ranks. The former Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communication stressed the need for synergy between the executive and legislative arm in the interest of peace and development in the state. He said, you and I know that after that sitting, when they commenced the impeachment against the governor, many developments began to come up. You know that 4 of their colleagues have pulled out of the impeachment. They didn't know they, but also called on fellow House members in the camp to also withdraw. So naturally, I'm certain that quite a number of people and expectations are high. And the 4 of their colleagues that pulled out, they came back now. They came back and said, oh, they are back to impeaching Fubara. The lawmakers, they probably will sit and look at all of that. If there are rumors of the impeachment, it is entirely a problem of the House. Nwuke stressed the need for reconciliation to allow for peace in the interest of the state. He said, I think what great minds in Rivers State want at this time in our history is clear understanding that there will be no impeachment, a clear understanding that there will be a working relationship between the House and the executive arm. These are the expectations, very likely, and I'm quite sure a number of Rivers people agree to this. So we're hoping that when the House reconvenes, people will be able to study the mode of the House and be able to understand that direction the House is following at this time. Earlier in the week, the minority leader of the House, Ivan Oswanko, representing Omuma constituency, alongside Peter Abe of Degema constituency, formally withdrew their support for the impeachment move at a news briefing in Port Harcourt, where they called for a peaceful resolution of the political crisis. Similarly, on Wednesday, 2 female lawmakers in the Amaewhule-led assembly, Babili Nwako representing Kana constituency and Emilia Amadi of Obiakpo constituency, to appeal to their colleagues to withdraw the impeachment proceedings. But they came back. They actually came back. Nwako and Amadi called for a political resolution of the matter and commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Chief Yesomike, for their interventions. However, they blamed the current crisis on what they describe as infringement of the Constitution by Governor Fubara and his deputy, as well as the governor's alleged refusal to adhere to agreements reached under the supervision of the president. They appealed to their colleagues to embrace the political solution if the governor would assure them of respecting the agreement and governing in line with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Several groups, including the Pan-Niger Delta Forum and the River State Elders and Leaders Forum, among others, have also intervened in the crisis with some constituent committees aimed at resolving the rift between Chief Wike and his estranged political ally and successor, Governor Fubara. Okay. So this is actually, they are supposed to be acting in movies at Nollywood. Don't mind them, very lousy people. Akio Ngozi says the Federal High Court in Nigeria can potentially stop an impeachment process of a governor if it determines that the process is unconstitutional, illegal, or violates the governor's fundamental rights. And more than God says, Wike, your master will destroy you all. Oguguru Assembly Member Squad. I'm telling you. And Ruben says, policies in River State is more than Nollywood, not be smart. Now Netflix. Adebayo Morufo says, this is when Wike will understand that nothing lasts. He has exhausted all his political power and now he will soon become irrelevant. Sabzili says, whether Wike likes it or not, APC have taken over River State, and if Wike did not take time, he shall lose his position as FCT minister. Don't play with Baba Tinubu. He don't talk too much, but he knows what he's doing. His trap always catch elephants. Mr. President is in charge of River State now. Wike, I told you, be careful. Be careful. Don't mind him. At Grace Antele says, very good. Those who dig pits for others should be careful where they work because they can fall into such pits or even deeper ones. Constance says, people chasing rats while the house burns. I'm very sorry for you people. Just watch what one man has pushed a whole lot of you into. I'm telling you. Even them, they will be sitting down and be thinking, why we come more like this now? Person come, they push us up and down, and you people will just do it because of how much? Because of how much? It is well with them. And listen, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.